falling head starts like this one on a high pitch, but then falls. This fall is a partial fall, not all the way down to the bottom, but just part of the way. Da. I can't be certain. I can't, there's that falling head. I can't be certain. Now, this is very closely allied with the four-rise nucleus. I can't be, there's the falling head, certain, there's the four-rise. I can't be certain. You tried? I can't be certain. I can't be certain. Yes, if you're speaking British English, you have an R in can't, by the way. Americans have can't. You can do whichever you like. I can't be certain. That's American. Or I can't be certain. I can't be certain. That's British. Fortunately, the intonation pattern of American English, German American, is very, very similar to that of British RP. Much more similar, in fact, than various regional accents within Britain are. In general, American intonation is much the same as the mainstream intonation of English. There are certain little differences, but nothing important. Okay, we've got another example on the handout with a rather longer falling head. I don't think you'd call it cheap. I don't think you'd call it cheap. There's our fall not all the way down. I don't think you'd call it cheap. Yes, I don't think you'd call it cheap. I don't think you'd call it cheap. Again, four eyes on cheap. You tried. I don't think you'd call it cheap.
I don't think you'd call it cheap.
There we are. And notice how the four eyes does have the effect of somewhat stretching the vowel of cheap. Well, now, it's not always very likely to get a falling head, because really you only get a falling head before a full rise. So we have to choose sentences that can typically have a full rise. Here's one. We can say this with a fall, please don't. But we can also say, please don't, which is politer. There we've got the four rise nucleus on don't. And we can have the falling head nucleus. Please don't. Please don't. It's as though you start off on your four rise, but then you don't complete it. You just go a little bit of the way down. You go back again and do your proper four rise. Please don't. You do it. Please don't.
Please don't.
Please don't. Please don't. Yes. Here's another one. At least they kept on trying. At least they kept on trying. At least they kept on trying. And we can have a stress on kept, but no new change of pitch direction or anything. At least they kept on trying. At least they kept on trying. At least they kept on trying. You do it.
At least they kept on trying.
What kind of a prehead is that? Low. At least they kept on trying. Can we do it with a high prehead? Yes, we can. At least they kept on trying. At least they kept on trying. At least they kept on trying.